Hello, GOTC newbies. Today we're going to talk about the crafting caravans. They're brand new, they just came out. So if you go to your events tab, you'll see the King's Landing event here, and this is crafting any season 1 gear. This is something that's very similar to previous events with an exception. Before, it would be a season 1 event, and you could craft any of these listed gear sets at the bottom: the Stark, Lannister, Faith, Militant, Dothraki, and so on. But along with the crafting event, there would be only 3 specific creatures. And the 3 creatures, for instance, might drop Stark gear, Lannister gear, and Faith Militant gear. So although you can craft any of that gear, you could only access, you could only obtain new special materials used to create 3 of the 10 sets, for instance, in the event. This time, it's a little different. Today has been the premiere of the crafting caravans. So the way this is different is these season 1 crafting caravans, you beat them and you get various rewards. So as you see here on my hunting, I defeated 1 caravan and got the materials for the Dothraki. This one has the abalone shells, driftwood, and so on. So each one I'm defeating is giving me random special materials. That's for Lannister, the lock of hair, pine cones here, the bones, the black fire pennies. So you see each one is giving me a different special material. Now, this is beneficial in one way. This is a brand new kingdom, and the crafting caravans are these right here. They're different. They look different. The typical caravans, like pale steel shards, you see are these level 30s right here. And then this is a crafting caravan right here. So, and it shows a season 1 gear. So when you're hitting these, it's sort of you get the luck of the draw, but you can get a piece from the special material for any of the gear that you need to craft. This is really helpful in a new kingdom when your armory is fairly empty, because you go in here to your armory, and you can see with this new kingdom, my armory is pretty empty. They had some creatures before. They had another crafting event where the creatures that dropped Went materials, Siege Engineer, and Dornish materials, as well as Bravasi materials, have shown up. And so you can see during that one, I was able to get my armory started with the initial pieces I needed. What's neat about this one is now I'm getting pieces where I can craft all kinds of things. I can, craft the Stark, Lannister, Faith Militant, Dothraki, Quarthine, Corsair, Blackfire, Wildling, Mormont, and Reaver. So as you see, the one thing I've gotten enough of to put in my legendary piece was the Mormont helmet so far this morning. Mormont. Sorry, I have a really stopped up nose, so my pronunciation sounds all weird today. The only 2 season 1, I have 3 pieces of season 1 gear that I'm interested in for my long-term wearables. That would be my Dothraki circlet, the Dothraki chest piece, and the Lannister chest piece. And those are for my ultimate cavalry gear and infantry gear sets. So I really want to make a high level of those. So for the rest of the gear sets, I'm going to focus on just getting enough pieces through my hunting to get 2 legendary level 5s and 4 fine pieces so that I can unlock all 3 attributes of the set. As you can see, I've done in my other sets from previous ones, right? Where I initially unlock them with the first crafting event, and then I'll level up the pieces over time and different crafting events that go on to make my armory stronger and stronger and stronger. So that's sort of what the pros are of being in a new kingdom while these crafting caravans are out there, where you get season 1 material caravans. Because when you have a lot of emptiness in the armory, getting this really vast array of pieces, the special materials needed for all the different gear sets, is great. The disadvantage that I can see in this is that later on in the game, you're going to have your armory is going to be pretty full already. You're going to have your pieces pretty leveled up. Um, you're you're going to be like, "Oh man, I've got all these different sets, but I really need my Lannister pieces. I haven't run across a lot of the locks of hair to make my Lannister set." And with this, you can't aim at one creature while the event's on and just hit the creature that's dropping the Lannister specific pieces over and over and over so that you can amass a large quantity of one particular type of special material by only focusing your attacks on one particular creature dropping that. So that would be the disadvantage with these is that uh, it's sort of like, as Forrest Gump says, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get when you hit these. So that's really displayed through here where you just don't know what's going to pop up. So it's good because you actually get pieces, special materials for all 10 gear sets of season one. It's bad because you can't focus on a particular one if you're just aiming for that. So for instance, with my goal being I want a Dothraki circlet and a Dothraki chest piece of level 30 or higher, and a Lannister chess piece 30 or higher, and I want it to be a really high quality one, I can't be out here just targeting what's going to give me Dothraki and Lannister so I can make my wearables. I'm just out getting this wide array of random stuff that I can use, of course, to make my little armory pieces. So for instance, in this one, I, will probably save the Dothraki, save the Lannister piece materials that I get because I need to amass a lot of those. And I'll fill up my armory with those after I get as much as I need to wear for my wearables, because your wearables are already, they're always way more valuable than anything you stick in your armory. So in the meantime, though, the other 8 sets that I don't really care to have any wearable pieces from, I will just try and get my armory filled with the initial level 5s of those. So I hope that helped a little bit as far as these caravans. As you can see, I'm hunting a wide array here, 15 to 24s, and that's because I have 4 marches. I want to just get as much as I can. I don't have to wait on my dragon to get back to hit my highest one. So these little low level 16s, I can just take some of my lower level troops because you see I only need 251,000 power there. So my dragon doesn't need to be involved. My T8s don't need to be involved. So I can just pull out, some T6, some T7, and I'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Sometimes I just leave it much higher than I need to hit it just because it's obnoxious to get it down. So it'll march after this one, and in a couple of minutes, I'll just get some sort of random special material. So anyway, I hope that helped there. I'll go through the individual gear sets one video at a time, so we don't have an hour-long video. I just really wanted to use this video to talk about the premiere that we had today of the Season 1 Caravans, and, kind of the pros and cons associated with those. This is Mistress Yoda signing out. Anybody have any questions, just stick it into the comments and I'll do my best to answer your questions.